All right, stop it. Welcome to the Witching Hour. This is our new podcast coming at you with the three druthers, and we're here to just bring you some spooktacular fun and games and stories and spooky stories.
Mainly entertainment.
And mainly entertainment. Here tonight on All Hallows Eve.
It's me, Alex. You guys know me as Alex.
And Joe's bro.
Yeah, I'm known as Joe's bro by
bro.
some. And Joe.
Well, also Alex is known as Joe's bro.
Joe's bro.
Or Sloppy Joe, if you know me from the
bro.
online day. Or yeah, you know him as Sloppy Joe. I'm Sloppy's bro. Didn't get to be Sloppy Al X, but that's the way it goes sometimes.
I was Sloppy Alex.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
And then
Also, we got Al here.
yeah, Al.
Al's here. It's not to
The
confuse
third
with
brother.
Alex. Yeah.
The third brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
So yeah,
Yeah.
this is it.
this is the crew.
This is the crew, and the Witching Hour, when we record, it's always at the Witching Hour in a deep, dark cave. And
Might as well be a cave.
And that's where we're
I
recording.
can't see shit down here.
Yeah, there's one singular light, and if it goes out, we're fucked.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the ambience has been set, and the atmosphere is perfect. And you know what we're ready to do here? We're ready to talk about Halloween.
Yes.
Because this is an amazing moment for podcast history.
Very
This
amazing.
is not only the Witching Hour's first episode, but it is also our first episode is a Halloween episode.
It's a
So
special.
everybody
Halloween special.
listening gets a big treat here because it's the Witching Hour's first episode and it's a Halloween special. So congratulations, everyone. You're in for a treat or a trick.
Maybe a trap, too, if you're lucky.
Oh, I sure hope so.
So anyways,
Yeah.
Halloween. Let's talk about candy. What's your favorite type of candy?
The type
Bro, you
that,
start.
Yeah, the type that comes from a man in a van is my favorite kind of candy.
Man in a van.
Man in a van.
You know,
Gotta
it's
rhyme.
free candy. I don't have to pay for it, and it tastes great and makes me sleepy.
Well, I mean, who doesn't love free candy?
And has sharp objects in it.
Yes, razor blades. Isn't that fucked up? Like, who puts
It's
razor
not-
blades?
it's
it
not
didn't happen.
real.
I
It's
thought it
not
happened.
real.
It happened when, like, our parents were kids.
It's fake. It
Then
never
why
happened.
was Grandpa always checking our candy for razor blades?
Because he had schizophrenia.
He did. That's a fact. It's sad. It makes me want to cry.
And then he'd beat us.
Yeah. yes. Our grandfather
with a
would do
belt or a stick?
His
that.
hands.
Yeah,
Even
he'd
worse.
spank me until I was raw. No,
right.
My favorite kind of candy, as most probably know, is Airhead Extremes. Be it the bites, be it the weird ones, be it the strips, the scripts.
Honestly, it just sounds like any sort of Airhead sour, like.
No, it's only the extremes that I like. If it's not extreme, I won't eat it. Like, that's kind of me. It speaks to my
It has
personality.
to have the extreme in it.
Yeah.
If not,
Yeah,
I
that
don't want any of
it speaks to my personality. I'm a very extreme dude. I live on the edge, and I'm pretty badass if I don't mean to brag. But I
Cool.
also like chocolate. I like all kinds of candy. I kind of have a sweet tooth most of the time.
Yeah,
I'm
you really do. You always buying candy.
a sweet fiend. I don't like it. I need to stop.
I love gummy worms.
Dude, yeah.
Love
yeah,
the shit out of gummy worms.
Those are so good.
On Amazon, buying like
Tubs.
I don't want to say industrial sized bags, but definitely what stores or like ice cream shops or
Oh,
like.
yeah.
I know.
frozen
I've
yogurt
seen
places.
you go like with the wholesale bags,
Yes, there it is. There's
the
one. Whole-
ingredient bags.
Yep, exactly, and that lasts me a couple days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's like 14 pounds.
That also reminds me about how picky of a sweet tooth I am. Like, when it comes to gummy worms, you guys know this, I only eat the blue and pink ones. And when I eat Starburst, I only eat the pink ones. And when
that's
I'm
weird.
eating,
You just like pink.
I just like pink. And if it's not pink, I prefer blue, like my Jolly Ranchers, which is probably one of my favorite candies. Blue Jolly Ranchers, only blue.
I like green and purple, or is it grape and apple? Whatever. Basically,
just say the colors.
Basically,
The colors.
green and purple. Green and purple candies. I love the shit out of that.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
all
they-
about
well,
the
yeah,
colors.
yeah, I mean, seriously, it's just the food dyes and whatever the hell they put in it that makes it taste that way.
Yeah. You know what, dude? I'm right there with you though about the gummy worms. Like
Mm-hmm.
gummies in general are my favorite candy.
Mm-hmm.
Anything chewy and sweet just melts in my mouth.
Like cream-based candies.
I can do a cream-based
Bro
candy.
loves
sure.
cream.
I do love cream. And
Cream.
no, I love gummies, but every year around Halloween, I just, I gotta have some chocolate too. So
Oh yeah, chocolate's great.
I think this year my thing is Reese's. I've been eating a lot of Reese's.
You like to put them in the freezer.
I do put them in the
Yeah,
freezer,
no,
the
that's
pumpkin
good.
ones,
Oh, really?
because I like those ones because they're bigger and they have more peanut butter.
Yeah.
And when you take a little bite out of it, it looks like a fucking turd.
You ever freeze Charleston chews?
No, I don't really eat those.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm
No,
sorry, but
no,
I've heard Family
no.
Guy sketches that are like, oh, you can freeze those, right? And Stewie's like, yeah, of course I do, you fucking idiot.
No, but seriously though,
No,
have you ever tried it?
I've tried normal Charleston chews. I'm like,
Alright.
okay, chocolate covered marshmallows, cool.
Oh,
Okay.
They were my brother's favorite, and he would freeze
Well,
them.
that makes sense.
Freeze and eat.
Freeze
You ever
them.
freeze grapes?
No.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
With green ones.
Yeah,
Freeze
you
and
gotta
eat the
do the
ones.
green.
Oh, it's so good.
You know what pisses me off?
Well,
The fact that America only has 3 flavors of Kit Kat: dark chocolate, white chocolate, milk chocolate.
yeah, we're really fucking up here because
No,
Japan, they got the
they've
Kit
got
Kats.
everything.
They're the
got
Kit Kat
Kats,
capital of
bro.
the world.
Strawberry, green tea.
Like,
I'm sure they have a
I
pumpkin
feel
one.
like it would work in the U.S. Why wouldn't it work?
At least strawberry would.
Yeah,
Yeah.
baby steps, one flavor at a time. Like, come on.
No,
They
Oh,
gotta
yeah,
just
USA.
They gotta region lock the content.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Give
Region
people a
free.
reason to go
Region
there.
free.
There's no other reason to go to Japan but
Oh,
the Kit Kats.
true.
That's
very
literally
true.
the only reason
The
why
snack
I went.
food.
Yeah, it's the only good thing there.
That's the only reason.
In fact, we
that's
got
why.
some Kit Kats on the table. I believe one of them is lemon flavor, and I think the other is green tea in that box.
Yeah, those are my fucking
Gourmet.
gourmet Kit Kats, and don't you dare touch them. I got them at
Oh.
the Tokyo Station.
Well, they've been sitting down here for a while.
Yeah,
Let
they've
Jen
been-
have the strawberry one.
You let her eat one?
Yeah.
You son of a bitch. Dude,
It's been a while.
so
It's been a while. I
Bro,
can't even
it's
smell
been
anything
down
from it.
here since almost a year.
Yeah.
It's been down
They
here
don't
for
go
almost a
bad.
year.
I'm
I'm smelling the wrapper. I can't even smell anything
I'm
anymore.
savoring them. It's
gone.
Okay,
The smell's gone.
I've been savoring.
Okay, I won't have anybody else touch your Kit Kats. I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. Well, okay. I guess sticking to the Halloween theme. Quickly, lightning round. Let's do favorite Halloween movies, not favorite horror movies, because
Favorite.
The Shining. It's a great movie. I'm sorry,
It's not
that's not a Halloween movie.
It has to take place on Halloween night.
No, but it like
That's
I'll
around
accept like
Halloween.
Friday the 13th or like
Okay.
Nightmare on Elm Street, like monsters. I like that, but I feel like sci-fi and The Shining.
Oh, okay,
That
yeah,
shit just
yeah.
don't count.
Okay. I guess I'll start us off. It used to be Creature from the Black Lagoon for a long time growing up, but as of the last 5 years, it's a pretty boring answer. It's Halloween, John Carpenter's Halloween. It does not cease to amaze me, and the way that film is just made, and it's not as terrifying as it used to be when I was a kid, but it's still just a wonderful film. And the new one ain't bad either. I'll just say that much.
Yeah, I really liked. I liked Saw and Saw 2. I didn't see any more. I don't think there needed to be any more.
Do
But
you
you-
want to play a game?
Yeah, I liked it. He had to cut his leg off, like people
The original-
self-mutilating themselves. Yeah.
It was like the gimmick was still fresh back
Mm-hmm.
then, and it was before they took the dead horse and beat it a few
Yeah.
times.
Torture porn.
Basically.
Turned it into torture
Basically,
porn.
and then Saw 2 had Mudvayne was
Yes,
the main track for
Pig Venus.
yeah, good stuff.
No, that's solid.
Yeah.
You know what? I always have a hard time picking favorites, but this year I watched Pumpkinhead for the first time, and you know
Is
what?
that on Netflix or something?
No, I found it on Hulu or something. I don't know, some streaming.
Oh, I
service.
think it's on Hulu. I thought thought I saw it on Hulu.
Some sort of streaming service, but I just liked it, man. Like the practical effects were like pretty nice, and the vibes were just really interesting. It was the backwoods, like fucking redneck, like.
Oh, you like Deliverance style stuff.
Yeah, that movie. It's aight. It's aight.
Okay.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
Well, I saw it on there, but I didn't think to like click.
You haven't watched it?
No.
If you're just looking for like a fun horror it's a slasher.
It's a slasher.
Oh,
If you're looking for a fun slasher, that one's good. Like basically the premise is this guy who him and his son live in the middle of shit nowhere, and they run a general store. And one day these like city kids come in on their fucking dirt bikes and they're being
fucking
fucking
assholes.
douchebags. And this movie takes place in like the 80s, you know, they're like the 80s.
There you go.
80s
Say no more.
dirt bikers, yeah. And so the little kid goes running out there and he gets hit by the fucking one of the dirt bikes.
Of course.
He gets hit by them.
Shit, I've seen the
and
intro to this.
He
on,
dies.
like, AMC.
He dies, and then the dad is like pissed and he's looking for revenge, so he goes to the fucking back country town, and he's like, how do I get to the witch doctor? And they take him there, and then witch doctor summons Pumpkinhead to go kill these kids.
Revenge.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
But you know, there's a couple turns and twists in that movie that make it a little bit better. But yeah, it's a decent Halloween movie.
Do you guys want to talk about your favorite costume you've ever worn?
Sure. I guess my favorite costume, like, I had a lot of fun dressing up on Halloween when I was really young, like being like a ninja and like a Power Ranger and shit like that. But I think the one I'm most proud of was when I was in 4th grade. I was going to be Carnage.
Oh, I remember
for
how hard you
Halloween.
worked on that one.
Yeah. Well, because my friend Ryan in 4th grade, he was going to be Venom.
I remember that.
And it was a lot easier to be Venom because they sold Venom shirts.
Right.
And they
Venom
actually
masks.
had Venom latex masks that were like really detailed and really great looking. And I was going to be Carnage. And
Right.
Carnage is at that time, and still is, like just a very not well known
No,
like villain at all.
Yeah.
It's not known at all.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So I had to make my whole costume from scratch, and I made like this paper mache mask for Carnage,
You
and I
worked
like
so long on
painted
that
it,
one.
and then I did like a red like nudie and like sweatpants, and then put like black electrical tape on it to
Like
make
the
it look like the
veins.
veiny
Oh my
slime
God.
shit. And you know what? It turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
So I was.
Do you have any pictures or no?
Yeah, I'll have to go digging for those, but I'll show you.
What, was it
someday.
on a disposable camera?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're
it was like the
Polaroids.
kind
We
you
have
get
them.
developed at
Right.
Walgreens
Yeah.
those days.
Yeah.
The good old days.
I have two really favorites that they're the ones I worked on the most. They weren't like really store-bought or through store-bought stuff. One was, that one was Kasame. That was just a cool character to be.
From Naruto.
Yeah, from Naruto, of course. Wearing the Akatsuki robe. Making the sword is where all the work went into, really.
And then you painted yourself blue.
I was too much of a pussy in the 7th grade, sadly, so I did not paint myself
Gave
blue.
myself gills.
Yeah, I gave yourself
I did give myself
Sharpened
gills.
his teeth.
yellow eyes.
Yeah.
I did not do that, but I bought the ring, and I had the headband, and I had the most important part was the blade, and it was pretty big, and it was really cool. But the costume I worked the hardest on for just like I did it day of Halloween was my serial killer outfit, where it was one of my sweaters, and then I took those mini packs of cereal that you can get.
Yeah, I remember that stupid fucking costume.
Brotherly love. Brotherly
sorry.
love.
You know what? I was really proud
No,
of it.
I'm not.
So I'm gonna continue with this. And then I would basically cover the boxes in blood. And I took a little Pops box and tore it open and used like clear wrap to have the Pops falling out and covered that in blood like it was the Pops entrails flowing out. And then I shaved all my facial hair except for my mustache, so I would look like Ted Bundy.
All right.
Yeah. So what's your problem with my serial killer costume?
It's just like, come on, what, do you think you were the first person to do that costume?
No.
It's just like, that's the costume that people come up with when they're like, oh, I don't know what to be.
I'm a hole punch.
Yeah, or like someone
whatever.
puts a
Three
piece
hole-
of paper taped to their chest and it's like, Halloween costume. It's like, could you be any more of a piece of shit?
I didn't tape those cereal boxes to my sweater.
No,
I
I
used
know.
brass
You went
tabs.
a little bit further, and I applaud you for that, but I don't know. I'm sorry. You know what?
Like you're like a bag of trash like flowing in the wind just outside the dump is what he's trying to say.
Yeah. You know what?
Whatever.
I just
Al,
think
what
this
was your
whole
favorite
brothers
costume?
thing is
Fuck off. Fuck you. Fuck you. Al, what was your favorite costume?
My favorite costume. I don't know. I was like Pikachu one year, and I thought that was hilarious. Because I would
You
do
still
the
have the
voice.
costume?
I still have the costume.
That's pretty uninspired. Pikachu's pretty.
I still.
Oh yeah,
I was
listen
store-bought. I was a
to him do
store-bought pal.
Listen to his Pikachu voice.
I don't want to do Pikachu. I can't.
Pikachu.
Yeah, see, I would do
Pika.
that, but it was like a kid, so
Pika.
it seemed more right for me to be doing that. And then I was Darth Maul. All I did was get the mask, and then I just. And it was back in the days, when everyone would like throw up a peace sign and like, peace sign,
Bunny ears,
Yeah.
fake wiener, the
Yeah.
original memes.
Yep, peace sign, bunny ears.
I liked when you had your Grim Reaper costume.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Had your mask.
Yeah.
You broke that out like a few years ago.
Oh, I did. Yeah, that was.
You
like,
remember that?
That was like freshman year.
Sophomore year.
Sophomore
college.
year. You're right.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I love that costume because it was basically a red sort of hood, and then it was like you had like a shadowy face, so you almost looked like a Nazgul, but you weren't really a Nazgul because it was red. And yeah,
Did you
I
do the
completely forgot
screech?
oh no, I could never reach that level of screech.
Of cringe.
Bro, I was surprised you didn't mention your Harry Potter Austin Powers costume. Was it because it was a flop at that party?
It was a flop, and you know what? To the people out there that didn't understand the concept, if you're listening, fuck you. It was bloody brilliant, okay?
It was shagadelic,
All right, baby, it was
yeah.
shagadelic. And if you don't understand,
Behave.
then I should wipe your memory with my charms from Harry Potter, and we'll try it again.
What's more British than Austin Powers and Harry Potter?
I
the
don't
Pope?
know. You tell me.
Yes.
Okay.
The Pope.
I know.
Well,
it's
you're not Catholic, so
yeah,
that's
sorry,
fine.
I'm normal. Am
No,
I
that's
right?
fine.
Fellas. Christian fellas out there. Catholics, am I right?
All right, let's not make this a religious
Oh,
podcast,
yeah,
okay?
Well, I mean,
This is the witching hour, and we leave religion
bro,
at the
Antichrist
door.
is kind of with the Halloween theme, ain't it? Satan and demons.
We leave
Prince of
religion at
Darkness.
the door of the cave.
Great film,
here.
John Carpenter, Donald Pleasance. Great film. Prince of Darkness.
I haven't seen it.
I mean, neither.
Okay, motherfucker.
You just know it's a movie.
So, to keep with the theme of Halloween, how about we talk about some scary stories?
Might have to turn the lights back on for this.
Because it's so scary. You want to go first? Yeah, go first. Tell us
Me?
your story. Yeah, tell us your story.
I don't
You said
really-
you wanted.
Oh, God.
Tell us the scary story.
Well, I'm sure everyone listening has heard this one before, but
No, like one that happened to you. Not just like, a scary story.
Yeah.
Just in general.
I
Something
tell
is real.
I tell
It's
all
gotta
my
be-
friends about my scary stories.
It better be real.
It was real. Okay, I'll start with. I have two good ones, guys. Okay. So, one night, driving home from a movie theater, we were watching a movie and we're like, let's go home. So we're dropping off my friend Seth, and on the way down the street, we were driving past this old kind of not too decrepit house. The lawn was in tip-top shape. The house had seen better days, and we come slowly by, and little did we notice until we turned our heads towards this house, there was a woman. I believe she was in, I don't know if it was a suit, maybe it was a dress. I can't honestly remember what she was wearing. But this was like getting near like midnight. and she was mowing her lawn with an old-timey lawnmower. Not a gas-powered, like, push mower. And
what kind of fucking weirdo piece of shit does that?
Yeah, a witch. That's what we.
Well,
that's
I mean,
what we believe.
let's be. She's a good neighbor. It was a push mower, it wasn't a mower.
Yeah,
mower.
yeah. Oh,
That's true.
Yeah,
You know, cut
not
her
a
some
gas
slack.
Well, why are you mowing the lawn at midnight?
Because she's a weirdo piece of shit.
Must have like cat eyes or something. to be
Yeah,
able to see in
and
the dark.
weird things have just always happened to us when we explore around that area. Like, another night we're like, let's go see the scary part of the witch's house. Let's go see if the witch is out. And we decide to go through the alley this time behind her house. And as we approach a crawl, getting near the house, there's a tree in the back, and it looked like there was a woman standing underneath the tree. And then
Is that the same night?
a different night.
Oh, it's
It was
different.
later.
A different night.
Always lurking around her
Like,
house,
you could see
huh?
her
Like some-
arms, her feet,
You were like
her
some
hair.
deranged maniac.
I guess we were kind of crazy, but she was a
Crazy
witch.
or paranoid.
Paranoid. I don't know what it was. But, we thought she was a witch. And like I was saying, we saw a figure with hair. I'm pretty sure it was a woman with arms and legs just standing underneath a tree. And then a gust of wind went by and, turned into a dress flowing on the that was pinned underneath the tree on one of the limbs.
You mean like a clothesline or something?
It was tied directly under the tree. It could have been a clothesline just under that tree limb.
It's kind of weird.
It was.
scary.
It was scary, and it scared us, and we got the hell out of there.
Dude, it's
It's like
giving me
some-
goosebumps.
That's like The Conjuring or something like that.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is straight out of The Conjuring. And then another night, there was the disappearing man. Me, my friend Alex.
Oh, I like
This
the.
one-
I like this story. I
this
like
is
this one.
just
This is a good one,
so-
guys. I like this.
All right, all right.
Me, Alex, and my friend Adam were all cruising around. It had just rained, so the streets were slick. It looked nice. It looked like it could have been out of a scene of a movie. And we're driving down the street, and we notice a guy in a yellow raincoat, older man. He looked like a little bit hunched over, kind of. I can't remember if he had a cane or not, but he was definitely hobbling along. And we're just watching him, and he kind of glanced back at the car, and then once we came to a tree, he went out of sight for 1 second, and when we pulled around, we looked back, and he wasn't there. And he was literally on the middle of the sidewalk. He couldn't, this man wasn't running. He just was gone. In a split second, less than
Okay,
5
well,
seconds.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. It scared the
he's the
shit
dis-
out
I
of
thought
he's the disappearing
you
man.
said he was chasing you. When
No.
you told me this story, or is that
No.
a different story?
Maybe you're thinking about the Jowl Man.
Yeah, yeah.
The Jowl Man
Talk
doesn't
about
really...
the Jowl Man.
The Jowl Man, this
He
man...
looked like a
it's-
Jawa.
Yeah. Well,
tiny.
this guy's always... I've never seen,
super tiny.
Well, it's just so fucking weird. No, he's huge. He's a tall guy.
but
But
you
he's...
said the Jowl Man.
Because you can't see his fucking face ever. I've never seen his
I
face.
was expecting tiny.
Yeah, I
No,
expecting
it was a
tiny,
tall guy
can't
that
see him.
always wears a parka. I've seen him in the summer wearing
kinda
a parka.
creepy.
Yes, and we've seen him, and he speed walks everywhere. We see him around, and it's just this oddity that we've become used to. He stopped scaring us after a
When
while.
was the
but,
last time you saw him?
Well, I haven't seen him since I stopped walking home from high school. I'm not in high school,
okay,
by the
so
way.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been about
Let the record
It's
show.
been about
3 or
3
4
months.
years. Yeah, 3 months. No, 3 or 4 years removed.
Wow. Has it really?
I'm a junior in college, so yes, 3
wow.
years removed.
I know.
Sorry, I just had an existential
Yeah, because you guys are
crisis.
Yeah, I
7
know,
to
right?
8 years
No,
removed.
we don't have to talk about that.
Yeah. We're a bunch of old
I don't
men
want
in
to talk
this.
about.
I don't want to talk
Okay,
about
okay.
that.
Can't think of
Moving
Anyway,
on.
The Jawa Man, he's turned towards us. We've seen straight down his parka, but it's just darkness. We've never seen his face, and he's always speed walking, and he's kind of terrifying when you think about it, long term. He could be out there right now.
Yeah, that is pretty scary, bro.
Wow.
Al, do you have any stories you'd like to share?
Yeah, I have one, and I want to call it scary, as it would be called paranormal.
Oh God.
But okay, so my grandma passed away over 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I would always visit her on Sunday after church, I'll let you guys in on and know that I'm Italian Catholic. And so, go to church, go to see grandma, go get fed, basically. And so she had Parkinson's, and she had breast cancer. She was a survivor, and then it would come creeping back, and yada, yada. So when we would go there, especially in the wintertime, she'd always say, close the door, close the door. Now, the way her house is set up is that there is a porch, but it's like there's a door, you walk in, there's the porch area, there's like screens and like windows and stuff like that. Then you open another door, it's like a little tiny like wood door, doesn't even need to be there, but it's there. And then you have this huge, thick, like, I don't want to say industrial door, but a very heavy door, like metal and wood, almost medieval looking.
Have you ever seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
The first one,
Yeah,
original.
the original. Is it kind of like the huge metal door?
Well,
that one?
it's not really metal, but it's like heavy.
Okay,
It's got like
just
metal.
heavy.
It's got like a metal plate.
Okay, like a metal frame.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, she wants us to close that. She's like, close the door, close the door, close the door. You're letting the heat out or whatever. So, we'll close the door and we'll be like, okay, Grandma, hi, Grandma. Good to see you, Grandma. So after my grandma passed away, my grandpa went back to the homeland. He went back to Italy. And so I would be the one to watch the house and water the lawn.
I don't like where this is going already.
So I would have the keys. I'd open the first door, close it, lock it, come in, I'd have the mail. I put the mail, away because my dad would come later and like figure out what's junk and what's not. I was a teenager at the time. So I open the big door. I leave it open because, that's what we did. Because we weren't told. If I'm not told to close the door, I'm not closing the door. So I was wandering around. I'm like, okay, everything seems fine. I'm going to go to the bathroom. Bathroom is upstairs. So I go up the stairs, go all the way up, go to the bathroom, do my thing. I come down the stairs. Lo and behold, that big, heavy door is closed.
Ah! Oh, that just gave me goosebumps.
I didn't close it. I know I didn't close it because you're going to remember closing a heavy door like that. So I'm sitting there, goosebumps, and I'm like...
It's
probably Grandma.
I know, it's like, sorry, Grandma, So then, and then I get out of there. I make sure everything's locked. Everything's locked up. I'm like, I wouldn't say I was like scared at all, but it was like hey, you asshole, close the door. God damn it. So
that just reminded me of I've had a couple of paranormal stories. As much as I don't like to.
What? I thought you've never had anything paranormal.
No, I have. I
Why
just
don't
don't like
you
to. I don't like to talk about them.
What? Was it in the house?
One of them was.
Really? Like what?
See that couch right there? It was a long time ago.
We're in a cave, not a...
You see the couch in this cave right here?
Yeah.
Because we hang out in this cave a lot. Yeah, we, a long time ago when Debbie was still working here, like, I think it was 2nd grade, I remember watching TV in the basement because it's, didn't want to watch it upstairs with Debbie. I think this was before the addition.
Okay.
Or right after.
Okay, so you're watching TV down here.
Remote is on the other side of the room.
And you're sitting there.
And I was sitting there. I couldn't be sitting on the remote.
Yeah.
Channel started changing fast.
Oh my god, that could be literally any sort of like malfunction with the TV or the cable.
Well, still.
I've never had
freaked me out, and I
always
sprinted out of the
say,
basement, and I did not want to go back down. You may have been home that day.
Paranormal
probably
entities can mess with electronics.
Yeah, but here's the thing, bro has always been super paranoid about that kind of shit.
It doesn't help when your brother's
I
making
used to
ghosts.
scare him.
Yeah, he'd put Gengar pictures up when we had bunk beds to try and scare me, and then he'd always
Gengar's also one of his favorite
pretend
Pokemon.
to be.
I love
Well,
Gengar.
then why did he hang it only above my bed?
I didn't do that. That was
Fuck
me.
you. And then of course he's always pretending to be a ghost and saying there's a ghost in the house. But then there was this other time. It was at your apartment, back at the townhouse.
Oh, okay.
And
You know what? That place I've heard, not just in like
when you were there, but before.
When I was there, but before,
Yeah.
I heard that not my buildings, but the like main building there, that, well, first of all, it used to be a hospital.
Oh God.
I think hospital or something like that. And
Fuck that.
I heard things about it being haunted in the main building, not so much the townhouses. But dude,
Right.
those townhouses, holy fuck, were they creepy when
When you're alone.
in the whole house, because it for context, I lived in a townhouse for one of the years I was in college, and it was a 3-level, like 3-story townhouse,
Stooges.
and
Townhouse.
it was just very tall. And when you were there all alone, I normally had, it was me and
Your roommate.
3 or 4.
6 other roommates.
Oh, yeah.
6 other roommates.
And so normally it was a pretty full house, but every once in a while you'd have a moment where you were like the only person in there, and that it was empty, man. Like, it would feel empty, so it was creepy. So, all right, go on.
I was moving you out. It was the only time I was ever at your townhouse.
Yeah, that's true.
And you told me right before you left, you're like, okay, stay with all this stuff because no one's here. No one's in the townhouse. Like, all your roommates were out.
Yeah, we were the last ones to move
Yeah.
out.
I mean, I remember the one skater guy coming when we were leaving, like leaving.
Yeah.
But that's when you and Sam were dropping off the stuff at his storage locker. But anyway, I was in the
I
house
forgot
alone.
we did that to you.
Yeah, I was in the house alone, and after I heard creaking like people were walking above me, I heard breathing. And then I'm like, I'm going to wait outside. And I did.
We did. I found you outside. I was like, what are you doing
I'm
outside?
like, I'm
And-
just getting
yeah,
fresh
you
air.
didn't even say anything. It's funny, though, but, you know, I think, again, I hate to be that guy. This could be another coincidence, bro, because all those townhouses, there were multiple townhouses. It was like a whole townhouse community, and all the houses were like right fucking next to each other. So you could have just been hearing footsteps, like creaking from the house
papers
next
thin
door.
walls.
But it
or
sounded like
something.
they were
Yeah.
trying to walk cautiously.
It could have just been faint.
I'm just telling you, you can try to rationalize all of it, bro. These are paranormal stories to me.
All right, that's fine.
I could also tell some stories that happened to my friends.
No, we don't
Okay.
have to go that
So I have
deep.
some
Let's
pretty
keep it to yourself, because then we
ones.
could be here like all night
yeah.
talking ghost stories, and then I'll get too scared, and I won't. You know what? I won't be able to sleep.
I'm gonna fucking wet the bed.
Yeah, that could.
Well,
happen.
that's because you had 2 grape sprites.
Hey,
You know, these stories.
I have a problem, right? I have a problem.
Yeah, you do, dude. That is a lot of.
I know,
grapes, right?
movie theater large, so it's comparable to a big gulp.
It's like a tub.
It's comparable.
Hey, you're getting your money's worth.
That's true. I got free refill.
Well, all right. Those stories were all pretty real, pretty scary. So my story is gonna lighten things up.
Did it
a
happen in the
little bit.
house?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's supernatural, but like nothing supernatural actually happened. Spoiler alert. So basically, this story takes place. I was 12 years old. I was in 6th grade, and I would go on mission trips with the church that my mom made me go to, and I remember we did a mission trip to the south side of Chicago, and we were helping out like some impoverished school down there. And while we were down there, we went there for like a whole weekend, and while we were down there, we were staying at another church on the south side. And this church, we get there and they're like showing us around, and of course the first thing that the fucking guy who's like showing us around there says to all of us is he's like, now I don't want to alarm anyone, but this place that you're gonna spend like the next fucking like 48 hours at, or 72 hours, however many days we were there, we have a resident here, a resident ghost. And I was like, motherfucker. I was like, I can't stay here. And he's telling us that apparently at this church what had happened was some guy at a service, he was just in the audience or whatever
Well, yeah.
congregation, whatever.
There
the
you
fuck
go. You
call
got it. You got it.
He was sitting in the congregation, and he died during a service. And what the guy said, he made up some I don't even know if any of it was fucking real, to be honest with you.
Sounds like the music box ghost.
He made up some bullshit. He was like, he just loved church so much that he didn't want to leave.
That's
and
pretty
he's
good.
stayed here ever
Forever.
since. But apparently, weird shit happens there from time to time. And so, I mean, naturally, like, when we would stay places, it was, like, through my youth group. So, like, we used to do, like, lock-ins and stuff at the church I went to, and we'd play, like, a lot of games because we'd stay up all night. So we played Sardines was, like, the main game.
Great game.
Is that where you all
game.
go in
fun
the
game.
sleeping bag?
It's hide and seek,
that's
but
Worm.
you
thinking
find
Worm.
one person.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you sit with them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So we played
Oh,
Sardines,
fuck.
and it was creepy because, like, they told us this place is haunted, and it's
You
dark.
don't want to be the only person
and-
by himself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that freaked me out, but nothing happened. But, okay, so to go back a little bit, after the guy tells us this story, he's giving us a tour through the whole church, because it was a pretty big church, and, like, there was a few buildings, like, connected to it, and it was pretty expansive. And while we're going through there, 12-year-old me is with a couple of his friends in youth group, and one of them fucking goes up to me, and he's like, dude, I just saw Dave. Because that was the name of the ghost. The
Right.
name of the ghost was Dave, and he's like, I think I just saw someone. Because we were, like, walking past, like, the church gymnasium.
Oh my god, this
And he
reminds
said
me.
he saw the ghost in there. And I was like, what the fuck, really? And, like, I was trying to see, I couldn't see anything. And so I'm like, damn, this place is, like, legitly fucking haunted. So nothing happens. We go the rest of the night. We had a great time, like, playing Sardines and shit. We were up really late. And then everybody finally goes to bed. But here's the thing. Since it's a church, there's no, like, bunk room or anything.
So
like,
you're sleeping
there's no
on the
lodging.
floor.
We're sleeping on the floor in, like, a classroom. And that means that the bathrooms are ways away. And so basically, these bathrooms were pretty far away, too. So you would have to go, like, a floor down to get to the bathroom.
God.
And so
That.
it's late at night. I drank a shitload of soda that
Of course, yeah.
I have to piss. And
Piss
I'm
your
like,
pants instead of going to the bathroom.
don't finish my story for me. Let me finish, motherfucker. That's not what happened. So what happens is I get up. I gotta piss so bad. I'm like by the door. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to go.
12-year-old bladder. Yeah.
I don't want to go to the bathroom
Right,
because I'm scared
Right.
of the ghost. And so I like try waking up my friend. He's not budging, and I'm like, fucking shit. So I'm like looking around. I'm panicking because I'm like about to piss my pants, and like as a matter of fact, a little bit of piss starts coming out, and I start pissing.
Yeah.
I let a little bit out, and I pissed a little in my pants, and so I panic. And what do?
Piss in the sink.
No, there was no sink. We're in like a fucking
garbage
classroom.
can?
I pissed in the garbage can. I pissed in a garbage can, and then I went back to sleep for the rest of the night, pretend like nothing happened. We get up in the morning. People are making the room, and my friend, who wouldn't wake up when I tried to wake him, he was in charge of changing the garbage bag the next morning. And I remember he was like, oh, this garbage bag smells weird. And I was just like, serves you right, motherfucker.
Piece of shit, not waking up.
Bro, that reminds me of
So that's my story.
It reminds me of our trip to Ashenville. You remember that? Ashenvale?
Asheville.
Yes, Asheville, not Ashenvale.
Ashenvale?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We were at Asheville, North
North
Carolina.
Carolina.
And
Is this what I think it is?
I don't. Oh, we went on a ghost.
we went on a
tour.
ghost tour.
Oh.
That was
and
fun.
We were learning about a nun,
I was thinking about
a dead nun,
a
who
bathroom.
shows up between these two churches. Like, she'll be anywhere. She'll walk the streets. And I was, of course, watching the background, because that's what you do in a horror movie.
You
And
didn't see shit.
It looked like I saw a nun. And I saw like them walking for 5 seconds, and then they disappeared behind a tree, and I was like trying to see around the tree, but it was pretty far off. And then a dude comes around the corner. And so it was probably that dude.
All right. You did tell me that, because I was like, Okay, motherfucker, you're gonna tell
But it
me
freaked
that
the
you
fuck out of me.
saw
Yeah,
a
that'd be
ghost and I was
scary.
right there with you and you didn't have the sense to tell me in that moment, oh, there's a fucking ghost.
Well, they
You
were
didn't
there
see
for
it.
5
Well, that's what
seconds.
happens. That's what fear does to you.
You
does.
lock up.
Yeah.
You didn't see a
But
fucking ghost.
there was
Because
some
guess
really
what?
cool.
Ghosts aren't real. What was that?
Oh man, but that place had some pretty cool ghost things there, like the
No, the
suicide tower.
ghost tours are really cool, and especially on the East Coast because
Yeah,
like
well,
the
yeah,
cities
the most
are
haunted.
That's where.
It's the most haunted part of the country.
yeah.
because they're so old.
Yeah, exactly. They have the
Well,
most history.
old to us colonists.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. In terms of
It's
the
the
United
oldest parts of
States,
America.
it's the
Of-
oldest
of the
part of
US.
America,
Yeah.
and of colonized America.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd highly recommend ghost tours on the East Coast. There's just a very rich history out there.
I'm a little scaredy cat, so I'm always scared during them.
Yeah, but that's the fun.
That's
I don't
that's
even
the
know if
point.
I'm man enough to go to haunted houses still. I think I could get through it without crying now. I was crying back in like 6th
Yeah.
grade. That's
No, you-
embarrassing.
you did.
Last one I went to was in high school.
I know.
And I remember when I realized that they can't touch you, I was like, oh, thank God.
I cried because they
Well,
couldn't
see,
touch
that
me.
was-
Sucks.
Because, like, you watch horror movies and, like, what happens? They grab you, they choke you, they maim you, and...
We were chased by a guy with a chainsaw in one haunted house.
yeah, I
Yeah.
like that kind of shit.
Because
but
it's...
see, the problem for me is that they can't touch me, and now I'm like desensitized to haunted houses.
That's why you want to go to those intense ones,
yeah,
right?
because I feel like
Where they
if
can, like, cut your hair and all
even
that other
that
stuff.
like doesn't really
they
bother
slap you
me.
around and put gags on you.
No, I don't
What?
want. That's,
Which one is that?
That's a real one, but that's not even a haunted house. That's just like I want to be tortured,
Oh.
and it's stupid. Like
So it's like a kink type thing.
yeah, well, it's not a kink thing, but like it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. It's just not.
Well, I mean, they'll gag you, and then you ask them after. You go, can I have your number? Can we do this again sometime? I figure that's what you do after that.
Here's my card. If you want to meet me afterwards,
Wow,
and see
you
where
made
this
me feel
takes
some
us.
things tonight that I
I haven't felt with my wife in years. I know.
gag me.
No, but I'm not gonna get scared unless I know they can actually like kill me.
Oh.
So that's why we should go to actual scary places where there might be potential
Murderous
murderers.
ghosts.
Or like inbred hill people.
No, I don't want to deal with that.
Inbred hill.
I've
Texas
seen,
Chainsaw
I've
Hills have
seen
eyes.
Deliverance.
Well, they're a little less inbred.
Make it squeal like a pig boy.
So fucked up.
I mean, I guess it happened. Yeah, or it happens.
I'm cutting that part out.
You mean I'm cutting that part out, motherfucker?
Look, that came out wrong.
Do you guys ever have you guys ever sharted scaredy farts? Or
No, I've never
Yeah.
been so scared
That
that I
you
shit
shit
my
your
pants.
pants.
No, I was never that scared. Like I said,
No.
I was scared enough
I mean,
to
maybe
where I
it-
almost pissed
What about
my
a
pants.
what about a
Maybe-
skiz?
What's that?
Scaredy jizz.
What?
That's not a thing.
Like oh.
That's not a thing.
That's
Why do you
only
think
a thing
ghosts
for
moan?
Hank Hill.
Ghosts moan because they're dead.
Because they're horny.
The ectoplasm.
Yeah.
I feel like when you leave, when your spirit leaves the body, you don't
That's the
you don't
thing,
crave
Al.
the flesh anymore.
People
Oh,
are
yeah,
always horny.
I would be craving ectoplasm if I was a ghost.
Ghost cream. Mm.
Yeah.
I blame Ghostbusters for this ectoplasm stuff. Who? Would,
Well, yeah, that guy-
I got slimed.
Yeah.
We'll also look at the part of the movie where what's his name, Dan Aykroyd's getting a ghost blowjob. The lady comes up to his bed and puts her
Yes,
finger on his
yes.
mouth and goes down.
I forgot about that. I forgot he got a ghost blowjob.
Oh man.
That's epic.
Honestly, that'd be pretty cool.
I think it would be kind of cool. Like, would you get like?
It would be
here's
cold, right?
but-
It'd be cold.
Yeah, would it be cold though?
Yeah.
What about the
ghosts are cold.
ectoplasm? Is ectoplasm cold?
Well,
I feel like it
do
had,
girl ghosts secrete ectoplasm?
maybe
I
through
feel
their
like they
JJs. Unless they're like Danny Phantom ghosts where they don't have any legs.
Like a mermaid, but not really.
Like a mermaid, but you
Yeah, but it's a wisp of smoke.
you can't
Yeah,
touch
literally
them
a wisp.
or fish them out of a lake. Well, maybe you could. Isn't it fucked up that there's a graveyard under where we go in Hayward? The
That's
Chippewa
a lot
Village.
of places, bro.
There's a graveyard under the water.
So
And we
what?
saw the grave.
Dude,
Do you remember
things
when we were
die all the
kayaking
time, man.
and we saw that grave that's like on just the middle of a little island?
No.
It was weird.
No, I don't remember that at all. I think you're making it up.
No, we saw it. We saw it in our kayak adventures. And we were like,
I-
this is...
one
Or maybe
time-
we were on the pontoon. The point is there was like one grave.
Are you talking about
There was
that,
like a weird shrine.
that was the Native American, like, fucking
It wasn't Native American.
witch doctor. Yes, I have a picture. I will show you it again. There was, like,
Okay.
a fucking skull on it, but it was made by the Native Americans.
Like a shaman or something.
Yeah, it was, like, some shaman
Spiritual leader type.
It was
thing.
scary and it tilted me. Sorry.
One time I was kayaking, and I got attacked by a loon.
That's right. I remember that. Well, you're kayaking too close to its nest.
Yeah, they're territorial, right?
What?
Yeah.
What can I say? I
Like
won
a
some
lot
eggs.
of those big birds are very territorial.
You wanted to
It's-
make an
it's,
omelet.
it's,
I don't think I've only been attacked by an animal once. Homer.
was that a
Remember
dog?
that?
Was that a
German
dog?
Shepherd.
A German Shepherd. I was really little, and it
Attacked
jumped
it-
on my
attacked-
jumped on my chest and,
then
knocked the wind
Yeah,
out
and
of
then
me.
it like started humping you.
Of course.
Was it humping me?
Dominance.
I couldn't.
Yeah,
I
and
couldn't see
you
it.
had ectoplasm on you.
Got gooed.
You got slimed.
It's not funny.
Oh, that makes me think of Tarzan. That was
Ectoplasm and Tarzan.
That was Michael's. That was Michael's dog, and he would get everybody, especially
Oh,
Jimmy.
Yeah,
Poor
yes,
Jimmy.
Yeah, Tarzan the dog. not
Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy got humped by a dog a lot.
Well, he can tell his story when he comes on the show.
Oh yeah, we'll be having
I'll
That's
force
something.
him, force him
easy
to tell the
with the clipping.
story.
Easy
Sorry,
with the
I'm
clipping.
sorry.
Stop.
Can't laugh
I
too
laugh.
loud.
I laugh.
You
No,
can't
let
laugh
him
too
clip.
loud.
I laugh.
Let him clip.
You didn't clip.
Oh.
But that's one thing we should probably mention. We will be having guests on this show. The core three will be us, but we're working on getting some notable names on here.
I want more stories from more people, and you know what? Let's up the ante. I want some fucking celebrities on this show. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get a celebrity on
And
here. I'm
he
gonna
means
call,
whatever.
I'll call whoever I have
Favors,
to do.
sexual.
Yeah, I'll do whatever I have to do. I'll call whoever I need to call, and we're gonna get. I promise we will get a celebrity on this
The
show.
opposite of Weinstein. You're the one doing the
I'll
favors.
do whatever it takes.
Please,
I'll do
please, I need you in this role. I'll do anything.
Please, please. I'm begging you. I'm begging you.
Yeah. But speaking of weird people,
Oh, you want to talk about meeting weird people on the internet?
yeah, why not?
Yeah, whatever. Let's go for it.
Yeah, the internet's a beautiful place. You can meet people on it. Most of them are pretty interesting. One person in particular stands out to me. It was this dad I played with on Battlefield 3, one of my favorite online experiences ever. And his nickname...
On what system?
Or no, that was Mr. Be Nice. Never mind. It was PS3. I was playing with my friend Frost, and I think he was a southern gentleman because he had an accent, and he was just a good old happy guy, and we're
One
like,
of the Gummo boys.
and he was just a very interesting dude, kind of weird, and we're like, hey Frost, how'd you get your name? And he's like, well, I'd always go down to the 7-Eleven and get blue Frosties, and they'd turn my tongue blue, and they called me Frost.
Who?
People. He didn't specify the way he made it sound like it wasn't his friends, like just people would call him Frost.
It's
You know,
just
it's a small
it's a name
town.
you're given. A name you're given.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I wish my online usernames had been given to me. I just had to fucking steal them all because I'm
And then I
an
stole
uncreative
yours.
piece of shit.
Yeah. And then there was my friend X Demon, who I met also in Battlefield.
Are they
3.
like these people? Don't sound that weird though.
They're interesting. They're not really. I never really knew anyone like totally weird
'Cause
that
Al-
believed in weird stuff.
Yeah.
Met
we-
some real fucking weirdos.
Yeah, I met some weirdos.
Care to explain?
Okay, so we all used to play World of Warcraft.
I didn't.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
did play.
I did at one point, but I didn't
He
play
didn't
with
play
them during
with
these
us.
times.
Oh, he wasn't playing while we were playing.
He's
He
too
played.
young.
He played later.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing a shirt. World of
was-
Warcraft shirt.
This was back during Cataclysm. That was sort of like me and Joey's peak of playing World of Warcraft because we were in a guild, we were super active, and we had at least a 10-man raid where we knew everyone in the raid.
Yeah. Those were the days.
So there was someone in our guild, and his name was Sankang. And Sankang turned out he actually lived like kind of around us. He lived, well, we're from the Chicagoland area. And so he lived in Illinois. I don't know where in Illinois, probably like Aurora or something. But anyways, so he was in our guild, and he was just a freaking weird dude. So we were doing a dungeon. I was tanking at the time. I think Joey was healing. And then a couple of our other friends were in the party as well. And then we needed one more. Sandking's like, oh, please let me play with you guys.
That's how he sounded in
it-
voice chat.
Yeah, and we would talk to him in like Vent or whatever we used at the time. I think it was Vent.
For those who don't know, Discord's basically what Vent was. Vent was the original Discord for all of you newer gamers
What
out
came
there.
before Vent?
Ventrilo, what became for? I don't know. TeamSpeak.
Yeah,
No.
like
no
instant
idea.
message.
Some shit. Shit
I literally,
tier.
I don't know. I think Ventrilo's been around for
Since
like
the dawn of time.
no,
Probably
like one of
calling people on your phone.
I don't know. Well, because they were using it in vanilla. Anyways, so we're chatting it up with him. Oh my god, he was just a freaking.
He
weird.
sounded weird.
He's like, "Oh, Rock, you're a badass tank, Rock." Mike,
Wait, is this a dude? Thank you guys.
Yes.
Yes,
this is
yes,
dude,
that's
thank you,
where
guys.
that
God.
stems from.
Yeah.
That's where that stems from.
So if anyone knows World of Warcraft, we were doing Zolomon. This was when it was revamped for Cataclysm, the whatever 0.2 or 0.1 patch for Cata, where they just were like, we're not going to give you a raid, we're just going to give you heroics. Anyways, so we did it fast enough where we were eligible to get the
Warbear.
the bear mount. And so me and Sankang were the only ones that didn't have it yet. So we both roll for it, and Sankang got it. Sankang gets it, and he thinks that I didn't roll for it. So he's like, dude, Rock, you're a badass tank. Thank you, bro. Dude, bro, you're so good. Thank you, bro. And I was just like, you son of a bitch. I'm literally typing to like Joey and Donald, just being like, son of a bitch.
You're like, fuck this motherfucker. Yeah. He can go to fucking hell. And he ended up becoming Al's best friend.
Basically, and wow.
In real life.
No, not in real
They
life.
hung out. They got ice
No,
cream together.
no, Tim did. Tim actually.
Tim actually
Yes.
hung out
Did.
with them.
He went to
Yes.
our guild leader's house. They went. My guild leader.
That's crazy.
Our guild leader threw a party, and Sankang picked up Tim. So Tim met Sankang.
You know, that's what pisses me off. Like, my guilding experience in WoW, I was in a really cool guild called Hydroponics, and it was pretty decent sized on
but you guys weren't
Shuhelu.
like pro.
We weren't pro, and you weren't pro either, but we were doing it.
Our guild
well,
was
yeah.
like pro.
You were good doing.
we had some gladiators.
They were PvP pro.
Oh,
yeah.
PvP pro. I'm PvE, talking PvE, bro.
And
I know.
But
I'm
the
just
point
saying
is-
they did both.
The point is,
Cock.
right when I was getting geared and ready to actually raid with these guys, the owner, who's like younger than me at the time, sold the guild and left the realm. And it was a very devastating thing because I lost all my friends in the guild.
wow.
So I never got a real raid.
Well,
guild
did he sell it
cool
for money or for gold?
gold?
Gold, and then he got out of
Realm
Dodge.
change, yeah. He's like, these guys are probably gonna be angry at me, and I
Gotta
was.
dip.
We were angry, and then I joined.
This was before Battle.net, right? Maybe was this in
This
MOP?
is during MOP.
Oh, okay.
It's where
It
that
the
was my first
beginning. It was
expansion.
the beginnings of Battle.net,
Yeah,
where
maybe.
you had the real ID or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Because that's what I'm saying. Because then people could like still
Oh,
track them down.
yeah.
But even then,
yeah. Well, so is life.
C'est la vie.
Sans soleil, c'est la vie, le jetty. That means the jetty or the
like a
dock.
boat, yeah,
Yeah.
or boat dock.
French is fucking stupid. I'm just gonna go out there and say that.
It's a what is it? Romantic language.
Romance language.
a
Rome.
Rome language.
Rome.
I mean, I prefer
Latin.
Spanish.
Al, give us some Italy. Pizza, spaghetti, right?
Well,
Pizza.
You say that you're asking me, but you're like you're
Gabagool.
also Italian.
I'm not Italian.
You are Italian. We're more
blood.
German than we are Italian. This
I
is our
don't- No, to me, it's all about the culture, man. And my family doesn't follow like any sort of Italian traditions because they're just a bunch of white people, and we don't have any. We're just like, like some people that are like have European ancestry like that, like they follow like very set traditions from the
Right.
motherland, and it's like my family
We're
on both
Americanized.
sides never did any of that.
They came here and they wanted to blend in.
I guess I don't know, dude. Like I think it's because like my generation is like so far removed from like the immigrant generation of my
How
family.
long's your family been here?
Since my great grandparents.
So
well, on the
early-
Italian side, it was great grandparents.
So early 1800s.
No, it wasn't.
Or not.
or
early
maybe
18.
great grand.
I think you're thinking on the other side.
You're talking like after the Civil War they came over.
Not that long ago, man.
1880s?
Our dad's
No,
side
not that
came
long ago.
pretty much
19.
right before World War II.
Wait, what?
I want to say.
Okay.
I did the ancestry thing in middle school, and this is what
I
Grandma
try not
was
to get
telling
too
us.
hung up on this kind
I
of shit.
didn't know these people.
I make my own history.
Yeah, this is history right now.
No, but the point is,
no.
I don't really care for any of that tradition just because I was never brought up in like following any sort of like European traditions at all whatsoever. I celebrate Christmas.
I mean,
And
I guess I
Thanksgiving.
I try to like
And Easter. We still get Easter baskets.
Yeah.
I guess I try to hold on to that because I have my grandparents and I know them.
Well, yeah. Aren't your grandparents from the motherland?
Yeah, my grandpa was from Italy. He came here.
Yeah, that's
because
why,
of my
man.
grandma.
That's why.
And then my granny was from Scotland, and she came
haggis.
here for I think
Bangers and mash.
to work. She wanted to
Show
work
us your
here and
mange,
live
then.
here.
Come
I don't
on.
know.
Come on, then, show us your mange.
You mean-
Come on.
what does that mean?
It's like pussy.
Yeah, that is pussy.
Show us your mange, then. Come on, love, show us your mange.
Yeah.
Bangers and mash.
What? What you say to me?
Parlay.
You sound like the peasant from Warcraft.
Yeah, you do.
What? Something they're doing? Okie dokie then.
Okay.
What? Yeah. That's where I learned my English.
That was pretty good. That was pretty
Yeah, good job.
Yeah, and with that...
Damn, you're gonna wrap it up after that horrid segment.
Fine, what?
gotta
You
go.
We gotta go on a better note. than
Okay,
that.
what note do you want to go off of?
All right, real quick. Is Pee Wee Herman a pedophile? Go.
Okay.
And on that
So,
note,
that was the
that's
first
the witching
episode.
hour. We're gonna come at you next week for another podcast, and I promise you, we're gonna have more guests, more stories, and more crazy shit we're gonna talk about. And I promise they'll be crazier than this episode. Don't worry.
Each episode will be crazier and better than last. Any last...
Any last words, Al?
Uh,
All right, I'm bro. This is my other bro and Al signing
me.
off. Till next time.
Bye.